is a cancer survivor and a student at the University of Iowa. Her journey through diagnosis, treatment, and recovery has given her a deep appreciation for the strength, compassion, and dedication of nurses. Through her experiences, Ava has become an advocate for patient resilience and emotional healing, sharing her story to inspire others and highlight the vital impact of nursing care in the recovery process.
Don't worry, I got it. Hello, my name is Ava Jones, and I'm excited to be here speaking to all of you alongside Dr. Imam Mo. I was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin lymphoma in February of 2025. After 12 rounds of chemotherapy and working hard with Dr. Mo and all of my cancer nurses, Christine especially, I am happy and proud to announce I am now in remission. Thank you. I want to share some of my medical experiences with you all today. Alright, so let me take you back to my life pre-cancer, pre-accident as well. So taking you back to my life pre-cancer, like I said, I was a very motivated athlete and I worked very hard to improve my skills in every sport I played. I did basketball, volleyball, and track. There is track after my junior year at state. I won 3 state medals, and then that's basketball. But I also played volleyball. You'll just I'm pretty sure, but you have to believe me. So I committed to play basketball at the University of Iowa. I don't have that picture up here, but it's a really good one. I bet everybody's seen it. We made this document like yesterday, so it was in college time, you know. So 2 days later, in July of 2022, my family and I were standing on a sidewalk when we were hit by an impaired driver. This caused my father to lose his life. I sustained a severe traumatic brain injury and extensive physical injuries, and so did my mother. My mom and I spent 44 days in the hospital in Louisville, and I actually had a port then to, what? No. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I did not. I was just in the hospital, and I had my traumatic brain injury was so bad that they could not do any surgeries at that time. But my mom had 17 surgeries in the hospital to save her life, and all of the doctors thought she was the one that was going to die after she flew 118 feet after getting hit. But she survived, so here we are. And she is motivating me. She motivates me to keep living life to the fullest. And whenever I said I get tired when I run, I told her that. It was I don't know. She was like, well, sometimes you just have to push through. And then I did. And find out 2 years later it was cancer. So, really, I tried my best. So, I don't remember much from Louisville after sustaining a traumatic brain injury. But what I do remember is watching the show Friends. Doesn't everybody know the show Friends with Jim Aniston? No. Yeah? Yeah. I stayed up watching that until the nurses came in to give my medications at 5 a.m. because I had no sense of time or urgency in the hospital. And then I also remember every day Monday through Friday, the nurses, every chance they got, they would play Uno with me. But then Saturday, Sunday, they weren't there. They didn't work. So they didn't play Uno that day. And so that made my experience in Louisville, like my memory of Louisville, not so bad. Just having them there, and they became my best friends at the time. I had to medically retire from the University of Iowa's basketball team because of the car accident. And I also wasn't getting better. I wasn't really getting better after the car accident. I thought I would, but I also had cancer, so I wasn't getting better. And so that's when I just kind of decided to medically retire. And also because of the car crash, a lot of my cancer symptoms that I had been, they were attributed to my traumatic brain injury. Therefore, my diagnosis was delayed. So, slide 4. All right. Wait, did I go? Oh, no, wait. Oh yeah, here's the accident, the car accident. There's my dad. He was my track coach, and then there's me after waking up from my coma, and then there's my mom and I. We both were in a coma. I was in one for 10 days, and my mom was 13 days. And she had to wear that neck brace for a while, and that was really miserable for her. She was very excited whenever she got to take it off. And then I don't know what I was doing in that picture, but I was doing something. My symptoms and diagnosis. Since spring of 2023, I've been experiencing full body itchiness. The symptoms got worse over time, and I started experiencing night sweats, trouble swallowing, fatigue, and snoring. Doctors said these symptoms were a result of my traumatic brain injury, and I stopped taking my medicine, and then that's what caused the itchiness because of something with my nervous system. And then they put me back on the medication, which was supposed to help with my nerve damage, but it didn't help, as that was suspected to cause some of my itchiness. But again, it didn't help. These problems severely impacted my daily life. I couldn't sleep a full night because I would wake up and itch for hours. I had to take several naps throughout the day due to exhaustion. I would sleep, 12 hours of the day, 15, yeah. And I'm not pretty active, I'm very active. We played tennis right before coming here, so, I am very active. And I wasn't then. I was very depressed and unhappy. I couldn't run for more than 50 yards and was out of breath constantly. And if, I'm an athlete, so that's a little bit crazy. I couldn't run, even though I don't like running very much. I was always throwing up my food after I would eat, making me unable to gain weight, and I was losing almost 30 pounds, 40 pounds. A doctor noticed an abnormality in my lungs after a shoulder surgery, but they thought it was an infection from being in the hospital for so long following that accident. Earlier this year, I noticed a lump growing on my neck. My primary care physician said it probably wasn't cancer, but they did further testing just to be sure. In February, I received a call from my physician, and she said, "I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, but it is cancer." Probably one of the worst calls I've ever gotten in my life, but no, not really, honestly, probably there was worse, but it was still a hard call. They didn't know what type or stage yet until I had a biopsy and a PET scan. Then I was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin lymphoma found in my neck, both lungs, and wrapped around my heart. I forgot to put my scan up there, but it was, if you guys remember, Dr. Mills showed the 29-year-old man biceps were about the same. And on my scan, the biceps looked the same, pretty much. So it was a lot the same. I had that in my neck, lungs, heart, and the muscles look the same size. But now my muscles might be a little bit bigger. So I received a port that required monthly flushing after chemo. So you're talking about ports and pigs. My mom had a pig line after the accident, but then I got a port, which was very nice. I would highly recommend ports. Until you're done, and then you have to go back every month for a checkup. And then I called Dr. Mo after the first checkup after the first month, and I called Dr. Mo. I was like, Dr. Mo, can I get this part out? Like, this is obnoxious. And then on Friday, I got my port out, and that was one of the worst experiences of my life. They didn't put enough lidocaine in there, so I could feel them cutting my skin, and I heard the sounds, and it was pretty gross. But, oh well. Notably, I did not lose any of my hair, despite them telling me I would lose my hair. Liars, gosh. And so then I shaved it off thinking I was going to lose it, and I didn't lose it. Dr. Mo, that's your fault. But, whatever. I publicly shared my diagnosis and pursued treatment while continuing my studies at the University of Iowa all last semester. My professors were very supportive, but very generous, and I didn't really do a lot of school stuff. And my girlfriend Allison did all of it for me, but didn't because I was asynchronous. So don't tell them that. Still want my degree. My care team, very special to me. My care team, Dr. Mo, my oncology nurse, Christine, my therapist, all of the nurses in the oncology department, and AYA specialist, Katie, have been so important throughout my cancer journey. They have educated me, supported me, and helped, and been people that I can lean on when chemotherapy was challenging. Yeah, even whenever I cut off my hair. They have educated me, supported, I was blessed to be able to continue working out and living an active lifestyle, which actually got more active the farther along chemo went through treatment. But I needed help navigating things such as nausea, changing taste buds, and medications that didn't make my body feel great. Dr. Mo has always greeted me with kindness and humor. Yeah, I'm the one that's funny. He just sits there and I am funny. He's not really. Just kidding. He loves being featured on my Instagram page, so he loves all the clout. He does. In one vlog, he joked that he was 21, and everyone was very concerned / intrigued by my oncologist being 21. I mean, it's his fault really for looking so young. I mean, it is. And so then I had to clarify he was actually 121. So it's just who he is. He just, looks good. It's and also, he invited me to speak at this conference, which is very helpful because I'm interested in becoming a public speaker, which the audience can decide if it's motivational or not. I don't really. I mean, if you take it as that, you can. I don't care. I'm not trying to tell you what I am and what I mean to you guys. But every round of chemo, I would see Christine, my cancer nurse, and it was just so fun. Chemo was not fun the days after, but really it was just like a family I created there. And so it was kind of hard to leave, but that's all right. I don't see Eric as much anymore, but sometimes I think every 3 months I'll see him coming up. Yeah, so that will be fun. That will be fun. I wonder if he'll tell people that if he wants me to post one on my Instagram again and tell people that his birthday just came up and he's now 22. AYA has also been helpful during my treatment. Katie, is she here? No. Katie, trying to see. Oh, she's the one in the purple, far left. Purple, yeah. Not wearing a shirt. Yeah, not wearing one, yeah. she came and visited me every day that I was in chemo, spending time talking to me and laughing at all my jokes, helping me think that I'm funny. And then she also invited me to events and even got me set. She also invited me to lots of events that I didn't go to because I just didn't want to. And then she got me, but I did want to go to this one. She got me set up to throw the first pitch at a baseball tournament in North Liberty. The baseball tournament was honoring Austin the Flash Schroeder, who passed away from non-Hodgkin lymphoma at age 15. That was before they had the studies, and what I learned is he wasn't a child, but he also didn't consider as an adult, so he couldn't go through the pediatric patient or the child or the chemotherapy. He couldn't go through the pediatric chemotherapy, and the adult chemotherapy wasn't great for the type of cancer he had. So he passed away at age 15 because they didn't have enough research, but now, thanks to Eric, they do, which is Dr. Bo, that's his first name, Eric. So him and I are on a first name basis. Katie also sponsored a few Texas Roadhouse dinners, which was very nice because I could take my girlfriend on a date. I was low on money, so it was nice. So my strategies. The strategies that helped me mentally and physically throughout treatment were having a care team as awesome as Christine that helped me when I felt like giving up. The first round was the worst round, just because what drug was it? Do you remember? What? Nivolumab. They gave me that in 30 minutes nobody knew. They gave it to me within 30 minutes and my body did not react well. And so we just needed to do it longer, I guess, take an hour. And then, which I thought, if that was going to be every treatment, I'll just give up now and I would just be done with this. But it wasn't, and I also went to therapy, which was helpful, and also having a friend, my friend Belle, who is on the far left, she also had ovarian cancer, and she also had chemotherapy and radiation and cell transplant, and whenever I felt like giving up after the first round, I called her and I was like, I cannot keep doing this, like there's no way. Well, she said, it won't always be like that, it's a lot better. She's like, I felt like that too, but I stayed the course and life is so great now. And so I stayed the course and life is so great now. Now I can actually be physically active, so that's nice. And of course, having my girlfriend Allison, who wrote this and made me say that. She has been to every chemo session with me, and was there through all of my ups and downs. She's the best, and she also is here. Allison, will you stand up? Also, what has helped me a lot, and I don't know if it's just because I'm so young or I was an athlete before, but also running. This is me biking, but before chemo, I couldn't bike for more than 5 minutes or 3 minutes without being like, I'm done. And then this, I got to bike for 30 minutes, or I was actually in zone 4 and zone 5 for a very long time. That was the first time I've been able to do that in the last 3 years. So that was pretty cool. And then after rounds 7, 9, 10, 12, I ran. And you asked why? Would you ever do that? The day of chemotherapy, why run a mile after? Well, it really made my days 4 are always the worst after chemo, but it would make me feel better faster. So then I would just have to go through the hardest mile of my life, but then I'd feel better. Like, that's the athletic mindset in me. It's just, you gotta go through the hard stuff and then you get that better outcome at the end. And also with the, what's that on? What steroid was that on? What's it called? What's it called? The steroid? Dexamethasone. Yeah, I was on that and that kept me up all the time. So then, one time after chemo, the day after, I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, and then I stayed sitting in bed till 4, and then 4:30 I got up, and I was like, I gotta do something. And then I decided to run, and I ran a 5K, and in 3.5 miles, and because my number in basketball was 35, so I wanted to run 3.5 miles. And in that, I FaceTimed Dr. Emo, and he also was not awake and did not answer. So, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, but hey, looking back at it, it was just funny at the time. But it really kept me motivated to continue working out, mainly because I couldn't sleep. And then nursing, so what did the nurses do that was helpful? The cancer nurses in the UI hospital were fantastic. Christine is the best nurse I could have received. She also made me say all these. She let me go in the same room every time, room 20. That's my room. I should sign it. It should be my Ava's room, but not anymore. It's not mine. She offered me Jolly Ranchers when the saline tasted awful, which is the worst part of chemotherapy. I hate that. I don't hate a lot of things, but I do hate that. Saline tasted awful and gave me a bad taste in my mouth. And she let me also spend time with her dog Harley because I have a dog, and but I'm 8 hours away from him, and I miss him dearly. And he would be up here, but once again, we made this last night. So, what's up? Oh, what's up, dog? Is she here? No. No? All right. So, what's up, dog? Lydia. One time I asked her if she's ever heard of the movie Up Dog, and she said no. What's up, dog? And so I've called her that ever since. And she also helped me move into my apartment, which is very nice because Allison said she had work or something. I didn't believe it. I don't believe it, but she wasn't there to help me move in. So, whatever. I'll forgive, but not forget. The nursing staff helping Christine decorate a special room for my final day of chemo. And Christine buying a huge bag of candy, only the red and blue types of Jolly Ranchers, which are cherry and blue raspberry, because those are the best kinds. And all of the decorations were pink, which is my favorite color. And letting me give a little speech when I rang the bell. Now, you guys be like, oh my gosh, what, you're giving a speech? That's so hard. Do you like talking that much? Well, look at me now. I do. I love talking. What did nursing do that wasn't helpful? Well, not that I said, not applicable. Christine was the best. My support systems, if I didn't have the support systems I had during treatment, I probably wouldn't be standing here talking to all of you. My support system got me through the good and the bad days, and now cancer is something in my past. It's not forgotten. It's forgiven, but not forgotten. To conclude, I am grateful for AYA and an incredible care team that supported me during my cancer treatment. I wouldn't be here today without everyone that was here for me constantly throughout the journey. Now, do I have any questions? Yo.
Tell us about your school. How's that going?
Oh yeah, so I'm a journalism major, but I also am minoring in lifestyle medicine, which is something that Allison cannot help me with because she doesn't know pretty much anything in that matter. So she is no help. But it's like I'm taking physical activity and health and nutrition and health. So a lot of these things that I had to read this crazy article about cancer symptoms, physical activity, and a lot of those words were in there that I didn't know what they were, so I circled. So, which is good, but yeah. And now I'm a junior, and next year I will, hopefully 2027, I will be done. I'll be graduated with my undergraduate degree. So.
Will both your names be on your graduate degree?
You know what? She already has 3, so, so she doesn't need a 4th one. No, yeah. She's a triple major. So she got her major in economics, international relations, and ethics and public policy. Yeah. Oh, well, me. Oh, yeah. She should have. Yeah. No. Anything else? Yes.
Have you heard that the cancer center is opening an exercise oncology clinic?
I did not.
You should get in touch with them.
Next summer.
Really? So what are they doing? Like, do you know?
I think it's gonna open sometime next year, and it is grant funded, which maybe, I mean, hopefully they keep it funded, but they're gonna offer basically like fitness appointments to oncology patients.
Oh.
Which I feel like this would be right up your alley.
I know. I love working out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that is something that people, I don't know, it's every cancer is different, every chemo is different, but for me, that's really what helped me, like, long-term feel better. And then whenever people ask me, like, what did you do? Like, I'm like, well, just move, exercise, like, that your body always wants that. And I'm learning now about, you have to, like, if you're a woman, if you're over the age of adolescence and you're adult, then you have to have 150 minutes of vigorous and moderate activity per week, 75 minutes of vigorous. So that means I'm learning that in my class. So yeah, I should get an A in that class now. Yeah, but I just think you need to move your body because your body doesn't like sitting there and doing nothing. And I experienced that a lot with after the car accident. I've had 6 surgeries. 3 knee surgeries, 1 shoulder, and 2 eyes. And with my knee surgeries, for my right knee, it was my ACL, PCL, MCL, both in this guy. And I could not put any weight on it for 6 to 8 weeks. And so like I said, I'm pretty active. And so I couldn't do anything. I was in a wheelchair, I could not, because my mobility or my stability was not great enough to use crutches, so I was in a wheelchair, and that was miserable. And then I also went through that twice with my left knee, and yeah, so I learned from experience, movement is the best medicine, and so that's what I would tell to all of your patients. I'd be like, well, you need to get 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous activity per week. So, but is that all? Nobody else has any questions?